Hi, I'm going to show you today how to use a federal statute to find more resources and to find some agency materials, administrative materials, and regulations that refer to that statute. All right, let's start with a statute, and I'll just use this one, 29 USC 206, and we'll go ahead and search it. So this is the Equal Pay Act. And a couple things you can do once you're here, you'll have the text of the statute up top, so you'll need to figure out which are the subsections that are most relevant to your needs. And then next, you want to check out those notes after you've read the statute. The notes you can easily get to from here. Go to, and you want the notes of decisions because those are the cases that talk about the statute. Sometimes it says case notes, but in this instance, it says notes of decision, so we're going to go there. And it will jump me down to a table of contents. Now I'm going to spend some time looking through this table of contents. I'm going to dive really deep and see which are the sections that most talk about my issues. I can see here it's talking about Title 7, so I may want to pay more attention to that. And if I keep going down, I may find some more sections that I want to pay attention to. So now I'm looking at subsection C, non-sex-based wage differentials, and perhaps I want to go in generally and look at this, or maybe there's a particular section here that's even more specific. But for any of these, I can bounce down and start reading more about this particular issue and the cases that are bringing those these issues up and further developing this piece of the statute. All right, so from here to find more resources, I can actually use this button on the side called About This Document, and I can open it up. And I'm going to use Find References to this code. So this will actually bring you back to the screen that you know so well, our results screen. And from here, I can actually go in and find some secondary materials. So I can move over to secondary materials. We always encourage you that a jumping off point is to start in treatises. So I'm going to do that. Now this is a federal statute, so I may not want to limit my jurisdiction, but perhaps I can definitely do that if I want to. And then remember that we also have non-jurisdictional materials as well. So you might want to toggle between adding a jurisdiction here and looking at those non-jurisdictional sources that come up that are also really helpful. Now, coming back into the statute, there's more I can do from this page. I can also shepherdize this statute. So once I'm here, I'm back in my statute now, I can click to shepherdize this document. Now, the section that I'm interested in is actually 29 USC 206 D1. So let's take a look at subsection reports and go to D1. Sometimes I have to drill down because it may not pop up right away. So I'm looking at all of these and I'm not finding D1 just yet. This is A to D. I'm going to skip on over to page 2 and see if we see it here. And I'm looking at A1, we might be getting a little bit closer now, and nope, so let's go on to page number 3, and we're looking for D1. So I just keep scrolling down until I find it, and it may take some time because there's lots of different subsections in this particular statute that people are citing to. So here's D, I may want to take a look at that one, and if I keep coming down, I should see that one that says just D1. So here it is. I have 3,700 sites that are citing to D1, and I can come on in. And now I'm looking at the citing decisions that cite to D1. Now, of course, from here, I can add in my jurisdiction and say I just want a particular jurisdiction. What I really encourage you to do is to scroll on down and add in your own terms here, things that are specific to your issue. You're going to want to take some facts from your issue that you want to find cases that have those particular facts that will help you do some analysis and that refer to this particular statute and subsection. From here, I can actually come back up and show you how to get to some sources other than cases. If I scroll past these courts, now I'm in court here, but if I scroll past the courts, I'll find these agency materials. And that's where I'm going to find materials from specific agencies. And if I keep drilling down, I'll find these are the EEOC materials and decisions. I can open those up and take a further look at what these agencies have said about this particular subsection and this statute. Now, to get to regulations, I'm going to go one other place, and that's other citing sources. So here we go. And you'll see on this screen, I'll get some treatises and law reviews that talk about this statute. But I also will get regulations. So by coming to regulations, I can quickly see the different regulations in this federal law. So we're probably going to see a lot of CFRs, Code of Federal Regulations, that refer to this statute. Now from here, a really good idea would be to add in your facts again, or some terms that you want to see that regulation discuss. So there's a number of regulations popping up. We want to find the best one that talks about my issue. But just know, I'm going to come into the first one here. Your regulations, they're set up a lot like statutes. So below, for each of your regulations, you can actually scroll down and get to notes as well, and find some more notes here that talk about that regulation if you need them. And you can also shepherdize regulations and find out different sources and cases that cite those regulations. So just like a statute, you've got the options to jump down to some notes and to shepherdize. Thanks, and please let me know if you have more research questions.